What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I have a special video for you because I was invited to partake in the last beta for Rematch, and after an hour of playing the game, this is what I have for you. Now, first off, do I only get to play an hour? No, I actually have a few more days that I can play. However, that is how certain I am that this game will not be a hit with football gamers. Now, I'm going to show you some footage. I'm going to explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I'm not happy about it either. I'm pretty disappointed because I felt like it would be awesome to have a totally unique football game come into the mix, right? We have FC that leans more towards the arcade side, eFootball that's more towards the realistic side, then UFL that's similar, I'd say, to FC more than anything. But then you have Rematch, which is a more arcade/anime style, futuristic, indoor-oriented game, no out of bounds, and there's just so many unique aspects to it, while still trying to capture the essence of the beautiful game. You can absolutely tell that they wanted to stay true to football in certain ways, and so the concept I 100% love, and I think Slow Clap did a great job in that aspect. However, I think they went so far into the animation side with how the game not only looks, but how it plays as well. It just doesn't feel like a challenging game. Besides the fact that the controls are totally new to any other football game, they're totally unique, so that would be a challenge to get to learn all these, and it was as you're watching me struggle through these tutorials. But it wasn't just not understanding the game that I didn't like, right? I actually like a challenge, so not understanding or needing to put time in to get better, that's actually a plus for me. So it wasn't that at all. It's just the way that the movement felt, the way that it played, it wasn't something where I could see myself, getting excited and really competing in this. It felt like maybe if I was a younger kid, if I was still into cartoons, and I'm not trying to be mean, that's just my honest feel towards the game. Not to mention, once you get into games, which I don't know if you knew this, but they have 3v3, 4v4, and 5v5. I thought it was only 5v5. Not a big deal, but just mentioning that. And so I went in and found a match in 3v3. That was just the fastest way. I couldn't find a match in 5v5 or 4v4. 3v3, loaded right up. I get in and I find out you only control one player. You don't even control your AI teammates. Now, for some reason, even while seeing all the depth that they put into creating your character, I didn't think that I was only going to be using my own character and not my teammates. I thought I was creating essentially like my avatar. But no, I was completely wrong, to say the least. Because in this game, you literally are only controlling your player, and then you can boost them up. You can give them, as you can see, I have like a prosthetic leg. You can give prosthetic arms. Then there's like makeup, earrings, all types of different jewelry, things like that. You can even change like your kit design and all that because your teammates don't have to have like the exact matching kits. You have a dark color and a light color. But you only control one player. Now, whether you can boost your teammates and all that, I don't know. Let's just assume that you can. It still doesn't matter because Be a Pro mode never really interested me. Maybe to other people who love Be a Pro, this would be a little more enticing if they can get by this full-on animation feel. I just didn't like the fact that I'm running around with one player, right? And then I'm essentially just calling for the ball. If you don't call for the ball, your teammates will literally just play at their level. But it's you versus a user player, and then the rest is AI. I can't get behind that at all. Right there was like the straw that broke the camel's back, because I thought that even with the feel of the game that I didn't really like, the controls that I definitely didn't like, that maybe once you got onto the pitch and were trying to put together a strategy to beat an opponent, that could be something positive. But once you get out there, considering you're only controlling one player, it just made it far worse than what I even had thought. So that's my take on it. I mean, you're seeing the look of the game. You're kind of getting an idea. And I actually found out right before I started playing that they use the same engine as UFL, which is the Unreal Engine. And you can feel some of the UFL type of movements in the game, and honestly, it's not a good thing. The same feel that I don't like, for instance, on the defensive side of the ball in UFL, that I feel like makes the defenders not be able to keep up with the attackers, that's pretty much the feeling that I get. You can see kind of these pauses in my movement. You see there I was sprinting and then doing like a knock on. Those kind of little pauses in between, that lack of fluidity, that's the area where I can see relations to UFL, and obviously that's not a positive. And it almost feels just like you're, essentially controlling a cartoon character is what it felt like to me. It didn't feel like I was literally going to go compete in a football match and that I could seriously see myself learning these skills, trying to get better, releasing content on this, trying to help players, because that's a part of it now for me. This channel, my community, means the world to me, and so I'm not going to promote this game just for the sake of promoting it, and B, I'm not going to play a football game in particular, that doesn't get my competitive juices flowing. So what I mean by that is this: when I play a football game, whether it's real life or a football video game, I get a similar feeling, right? Whereas if I sit down to play a card game such as Go Fish with my kids, that's a competition, right? We are all playing to win. My kids are super competitive. I'm not going to let them win. So by nature, that's a competition, but it's just not the same thing that I get from a football game or a football video game. And in this case, even though this is, again, by definition, a football video game, it gives me more of that sit down with the kids and play Go Fish type of competition rather than a true football competition. With that being said, I wanted to point out I thought this goalkeeping angle and idea with the controls was awesome. So it got me thinking, could something like this translate into one of the more realistic football games, whether it's eFootball, FC, or even UFL? And I then thought, what if a player was on a breakaway, and then you could press a button and switch to this angle, controlling the keeper, and then either close down the attacker, dive out like you just seen on screen, or maybe just make a regular dive to try to save the ball. I just felt like when I was going through this tutorial drill, it was so much fun, and there's something here that could impact these other football games. So maybe in the future we see it, and I will go back to this moment and say I told you so. But if not, these games definitely should look into maybe adding something like this, because this drill was actually a lot of fun, honestly. Probably the most fun I had in the beta. So in conclusion, remember, this is my humble opinion, and I could easily be totally wrong. Maybe many football gamers will love Rematch, right? But I truly believe many football gamers will have the same feeling as I do when I play this game, which is that if I have a choice between UFL, eFootball, and FC, I'm always, 100% of the time, always going to choose any one of those football games over Rematch. A combination of the way the game looks, the way the game feels, with the controls, as well as the concept, only controlling one player. I truly believe that will prevent football gamers from ever choosing this over the three options available. Now, I am rooting for Rematch, and I think if it does take off, it would be with gamers from other genres. Slow Clap, the development company, truly does seem like an awesome development company, so by no means do I wish for this game to be a bust. I just have to be honest. So for now, I think that most football gamers are going to be sticking with the three options available. That's what I'm going to be doing. You let me know in the comments section if you agree, disagree. Let me know your take. Did you participate in the beta, or are you just going off of what you're seeing in this and other videos? And as always, keep grinding, keep having fun, and I'll see you on the next time in one of the existing 3 football games. So, peace out.